What's up, YouTube? What's up, Xtreme Gainz family? I'm Chuck. This is Xtreme Gainz. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today is Wednesday, March 23rd, 2022, and this is the Amc Gme and SPY Algo Exposed daily update preparation video for tomorrow and beyond. What a day again, y'all. An absolute path of destruction was left by the live stream chat. If you were not a part of this live stream today, man, you missed a good one. Congrats to everyone that made the definition of extreme gains today. I mean, literally thousands of percent gains and multiple, and I mean handfuls of 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800% gains. Absolutely insane. So congratulations to everybody. You absolutely deserve it. I'm super proud, super happy to be a part of it and a part of this community with you. I want to go over the regulars that I always go over. That is my AMC Snake Algo, the Snake Algo on GME, and the Snake Algo on SPY, as well as macro comparative for AMC and macro comparative for SPY. So with that said, let's dig in. On your screen is my Snake Algo on AMC, micro to macro Snake Algo. The yellow projected clip is from last Friday. It is still, still projecting and fulfilling. This is a 15-minute view. Still projecting, still fulfilling. I'm not going to remove it until it diverts from it. And this is the first time in a while that we've had a snake that typically interchanges Monday or Tuesday, not switch out to the Monday or Tuesday snake yet. And here we are into Wednesday, going into Thursday, potentially trading day, and it still has not diverted from it. So getting interesting. If we were to continue to follow this in its current position, and not even so much in its entirety yet, but in this portion of it, obviously in the immediate future, it is looking like and projecting with a general perspective of this movement, obvious downside, heavy downside, back to pretty much where we came from. Now, when or if we will divert, I think potentially it would be coming up soon here, and what looks and appears to be potentially tomorrow. The blue is the Tuesday clip of the snake that I would have normally clipped Monday or Tuesday. We didn't get one Monday that would have projected this move. However, Tuesday we did, and like I said, we had coverage from Friday, so no big deal. AMC's been on Tuesday. We had one Monday thrown in there. I thought potentially we were going back to Monday, Friday, but here we are again with a Tuesday that with overlap is now fulfilling as well, that shows a divergence point. In the past, when this has happened, at this divergence point is where either A, it goes with one or the other, or B, it has another nuanced path that we get a snake for the day of divergence, and then that's the one that leads. So we'll see how that plays out tomorrow and what direction this goes. But obviously this one is showing heavy upside. We are at the white line here, which is the, let me zoom out, the macro descending wedge that we've been in since May, June, and the resistance of that the whole way down. We are sitting on there. We rejected off of there multiple times today on the micro time frames. Here's the 4 hour. We've rejected once and almost rejected twice off the 4 hour. We have not breached that level of resistance yet to the upside fully from a macro perspective. And that is what I am wanting to see to confirm that change of level and acceptance of that change of price level and breaking out of the macro structure that we have been in since back in May, June. That would be fulfilled according to the Tuesday clip of the snake as it projects potentially this move up, a pullback, retest, confirmation, continuation to upside. We are seeing something very similar to that right now. So we are at this moment and have been, as you can see, following both snakes with their overlap and projection up until what looks to be potentially tonight or tomorrow morning sometime. Maybe, yeah, tomorrow morning. Tonight or tomorrow morning is what it's looking like in this position. So that's what I'm looking at from the snake algo perspective on AMC moving into tomorrow and beyond. The macro comparative that I have been looking at with you in the compressed version for quite some time is here. This is the 5-year clip of the 7-year macro descending wedge from prior to the January 2021 run-up. It is the 5-year clip of it from here down, overlaid onto current from May to June until current. It was indicating a macro double here, double here. I said this from a long time ago. This is not a candle for candle projection. This is a suggested projected path based on previous historical movement. And in my opinion, it is still on the table and still valid. It has shown nuanced, diverted movements from the suggested path and not an exact replica of those movements and price levels at that, but yet the generalized perspective, the zoomed out perspective of the entire thing shows that price action has essentially followed the macro path. Again, not candle for candle, but it has followed the functionality of that projection and of that path. I do believe, in my opinion, this is still on the table for me. It is, in my opinion, still following that path, and I'm going to leave it on there. I can go ahead and squeeze this in to give you a better look at this parabolic move, if in fact it is replicating that parabolic move to some extent. There you go. There's the rejection and consolidation that it looks to potentially be replicating there. So if that's the case, I would expect this thing to hammer up out of here and continuation to upside if it were to continue to follow the potential projected path of this macro overlay and macro comparative. So that's AMC in its entirety and what I'm looking for. Oh, I did that every time. Let's look at GME real quick. I do not have a macro comparative. I did have one we were looking at in Discord that we had been looking at for a little bit. It did lead for quite some time, but it has since essentially pretty much diverted. So I'm pulling that out of the way for the time being. It is going to require one move right now for that to still stay on the table, and it's heavy downside. So until we get that, no sense really using that at this point, because at this point it's invalid until it does so. Same snake pull method on GME as well. The yellow snake is from last Friday, and it is still projecting and fulfilling. And the blue pull of the snake is from Tuesday, again, in an attempt to stay out in front of this thing if it were to divert from the Friday snake, which it has yet to do, which is why it's still on here. It indicates almost essentially the exact same thing as the two snakes from AMC, where there is a divergence point coming up what looks and appears to be tomorrow morning. And again, the same functionality of a potential divergence point and new snake showing that would resemble one of these, and or it taking the path directly of one of these, as it has taken both of these thus far. Obviously, Tuesday's snake is showing upside, maybe some more consolidation, but nonetheless, a general perspective of upside movement, whereas the Friday snake is showing a general perspective of downside movement. I think we'll know rather quickly leading into tomorrow which one potentially we may be looking at following and fulfilling. So that is GME. SPY. I changed the colors just to kind of go with the color coding and sequencing that I've been using on AMC and GME, just to keep it all straight in my head and hopefully help you keep it straight in your head. The red is the macro comparative from the 08-09 correction and crash in the extended version that we have been following for some time on here. And within that, we are still following the macro comparative in here. The yellow snake is from last Friday, just like AMC and GME. The blue snake is from Tuesday, again, in an attempt to stay out in front of this in case and when, and we will, I think, at some point here, divert from the yellow Friday snake. Now, the yellow snake follows the macro comparative into what appears to be tomorrow, and then diverts from it if it were to continue to follow it in its entirety. Whereas you see what the macro comparative does show moving forward with a macro generalized perspective. The clip from Tuesday on here indicates something very, very similar to the remaining portion of Friday's snake. Overlapped one day, right? Thursday, I want to make sure I have that in the right place. That was Friday. We got to go back one more. My bad. See, this is why I check. So 17. And 17. Yep. So here is, sorry, y'all. Yep, just like that. There is Tuesday snake. So obviously it's looking like Tuesday snake for SPY is obviously projecting, I think, a little sooner upside, but I wouldn't roll it out either way, even if it went short-term downside and then went with yellow to the upside, heavy bull past the macro comparative. I wouldn't roll it out or invalidate it as such. So they're essentially indicating the exact same thing in my book at this time. And then we have the macro comparative, and you saw that as well. If this were to have a continuation, it has curled over, a continuation to downside past what the macro comparative and the Friday snake are indicating. I believe at that point we would divert. Like I said with the other ones, when we get a divergence in snakes, we typically get another one that will go ahead and lead, whether it's an interim, which we call a confirmation snake, of movement prior to the normal days that we've gotten them. We did back test this for a month, and we have it mapped out to the days of coverage and fulfillment, as well as the days of clip. So if that were to happen, I think we would get one in between, like we have previously with AMC and GME, that would indicate where the move is going in between there if it didn't occur on a day that we normally clip. So that's what I'm looking at with SPY, with the snake algos and the macro comparative as well. Now, quick reminder, I will not be live in the... Wait, tomorrow's what? Thursday? I will not be live. My bad. I will not be live here tomorrow. I will be in Discord tomorrow, Thursday, all day. And then I'll be back on here on Friday. So unless something happens heavy in the market tomorrow, just like I came on last night, we've already discussed this in YouTube YouTube in the live streams and in the premium Discord. If something pops off continuously, we'll keep coming out here and live streaming so we can all be together out here on the YouTube live stream like we did last night. So if that were to continue to happen, we will be out here tomorrow. But if not, and it's just a run-of-the-mill day in the market, I will be in Discord tomorrow for the entirety of the day. So stay tuned. Make sure you have the notification button selected in case we on the whim come out live. I will and I do typically update on Twitter when I am going live or when I am live, as well as videos. So if you're not following me on Twitter, make sure you do that as well. I appreciate all y'all. If you made it to the end of the video, do y'all's thing. Subscribe, like, comment, interact with it. Appreciate y'all much. And we will talk to you. I will talk to you. We, and the mouse in my pocket. I will talk to you all here on the next one. If I don't talk to you in the morning, I'll communicate through Twitter briefly like I always do. Good luck tomorrow. Leave another path, y'all. You're doing great. Awesome to be a part of. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'll talk to you on the next one. Later.